Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another video. I hope you're all okay. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my entire collection of bottoms, which sounds really funny to say. So I was looking through my videos from last year and I realised that around this time last year I'd shared 2 videos sharing my entire collection of woven dresses and also another video on woven tops. I'm not sure if I've ever done a jersey top video actually, that might be something that I need to do in the future maybe. But I realised that I've never shared my entire collection of bottoms, so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So I realised when I came to get out all of my bottoms that it's not actually something that I tend to make a lot of. So that might be something that I need to think about and improve in the future, but actually sort of in my day-to-day life I think trousers and skirts aren't necessarily what I always reach for. I think in my day-to-day life I tend to reach for dresses, and if I'm going to wear a top or say a jumper or a jumper dress or something, I'll most often wear with leggings or jeans rather than a pair of say handmade trousers. So yeah, it's really interesting sometimes to just have a look at these things and see what you do and don't like to make and what you do and don't like to wear. I've also picked out a few patterns that I have in my collection for bottoms that I've not yet made, and I'm going to be sharing about whether or not I'm going to be making them in the future and my possible plans for them. If you are new to my channel, I'm Sally. I post lots about sewing, so sewing plans, sew-alongs, fabric hauls, things I've been making and things like that, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber too. And if you do enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a like at the end because that does really help me out and I really appreciate it. So with all that said, I'll get on to sharing my entire collection of bottoms. How many times can I say bottoms in this video? I'll start with woven bottoms and then I'll move on to jersey. So the first in my collection of woven bottoms is this skirt, and it's the Dominique skirt by Tilly and the Buttons. So this is a really lovely skirt pattern. It's a really nice, quick and easy one. I've shared it before in my super speedy sewing makes video because it is a really good one to just quickly sew up if you want a nice, quick and easy project. So there are 2 different options for making this skirt. You can make it as a kind of straight skirt like this one here. So it's elasticated at the waist and then there are 2 patch pockets at the front, and the skirt is made up of 4 different panels. I've not actually made this straight version yet, but I have made this lovely one, which is nice and sort of floaty, and this one is cut on the bias. So it has a really nice floaty drape to it, and you make this one with a tie belt if you want to, but obviously you don't have to make that belt if you don't want to, and that one is elasticated at the waist as well. So I've only ever made one version of that skirt, although I do really like it and keep meaning to make another one. I've only ever got around to making one so far, and this is it. So I've got it tied really tightly at the top there. But I made it from a really nice viscose from Stoff and Still, who are now self-made. It's a nice sort of triangular geometric style print that it has all over it, and it's on a black background. And this is a really, really nice skirt. It's nice and floaty and drapey. Because it's cut on the bias, this one, it does add a little bit more difficulty to the easiness of that pattern. Because you are managing 4 pieces that are quite floaty and drapey and cut on the bias. I did find that once I'd made this skirt and sewed it up and everything, I did need to hang it for a day before I actually cut and turned up the hem, so I levelled off the hem once it had kind of dropped out after a day of hanging because of all those pieces being cut on the bias. So that's just something to take into consideration if you are going to be making this pattern. But yeah, I really like this Dominique skirt actually. It's just nice to wear on a hot day because it's nice and floaty and cool. So that's that one, my Dominique skirt. Next I have my Bonnie skirt by Stella. So this is a more recent make, and you might remember this one if you've been watching my videos recently. I do have a sew along or a sewing day in my life video where I'm making this skirt, and I did have a little bit of trouble making this one up, but I think next time I make it I'll probably know a bit more about what to do. So the Style Up Bonnie woven skirt is a lovely midi length skirt. So this one I brought from the Style Up website and I downloaded it as a PDF, and when you download Style Up patterns you can pick your size and then they send you the sizes either side of the size you've picked. So for my version this time I picked a size 8, and I also got sent the size 6 and the size 10. So I chose the size 8 based on my measurements and everything, but it's actually come up slightly oversized, although it is wearable because I've altered the top button slightly. It did come up quite oversized, so I think if I make this skirt again, I'm actually going to downsize slightly or think about a way that I can resize my skirt slightly without having to print off the whole pattern again, because that's quite annoying. But yeah, I'll show you my skirt now. So here's my body skirt. I've made it in a really nice viscose poplin fabric from Abercon Fabrics, and it has a black background with lots of bright, vibrant coloured coral and orangey and greeny flowers all over it. And yeah, I really do like this one as well, and I really enjoy wearing it. I think it's just a really nice sort of casual skirt that you can wear with a t-shirt or a vest or something, and you can wear it with sandals or flip-flops or trainers. And it's just really easy to sort of dress up or down depending on the weather and depending on how you feel. It's definitely one, again, that I'd like to make in the future. I feel like this is a good sort of standard skirt pattern to have in my wardrobe. I do love a button-down style, as you'll know. And yeah, I just feel like it's really fitting nicely to my summer wardrobe this year. So I think I'll be wearing this one a lot. Next in woven bottoms, I have one single pair of Marigold trousers by Tilly and the Buttons. So the Marigold trousers can be made as a pair of trousers like this, like super casual woven trousers, or you can make it as a jumpsuit. So I've only ever made the trousers version. So the trousers are elasticated at the waist. They're really nice and casual, but they do have like a tapered leg, so they come slightly in at your ankles. And then they have two pockets at the front there, which are attached into the waistband. So yeah, a really nice, casual, super easy pair of trousers to whip up. Here's my pair, and these aren't trousers that I tend to reach for so much to wear. I have worn them a few times, but they're certainly not sort of my favourite pair that I want to wear all the time in the summertime. And I think that's actually because they're full length ones, and I'm not quite sure, I just don't really feel quite as comfortable in them as I do some of my other trousers that I'll be sharing with you in a minute. So yeah, I have to dig deep into my photo archives to see if I've got a photo of me wearing these. I can't remember if I have or not. But I did enjoy making these. So I'm just looking at these. There are two darts in the back of the waistband actually, and then there are the two pockets at the front. I remember that I had to shorten these, as always, by a few inches. So yeah, I did take them up a little bit, and to do that I just literally chopped off at the end because I hadn't resized the pattern or anything. I just made them up as they were. And then when I came to try them on, because they're quite wide, I could get away with just cutting off some of the bottom at the ankle, and that was fine. So yeah, these are my one pair of Marigold trousers. I think this fabric again was from Stop and Still a good couple of years ago now, so I doubt they'll have any of it, but it's really pretty, isn't it? I really like this fabric, and I'm glad that I did actually use it for something. So those are my Marigold trousers. So next in woven bottoms, I have my most definitely most worn trousers, which are my Safiya Trousers, and I have 3 pairs of these. So I'm sure you've seen the Safiya Trousers pattern from the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book. I'll pop in an image here because I won't go through the whole pattern with you again. I feel like I've shared it so many times. But the Safiya Trousers, again, are a really simple, casual pair of trousers by Tilly and the Buttons with an elasticated waist at the back. So you can make them full length, but I tend to make mine as culotte length because I just prefer that look and I find them really comfortable that way. So I've made 3 pairs of the Safiya trousers. I've made the pair that I'm wearing today. I'm not sure if you can see these on the camera, but I'll just stand up and show you. So they're these ones made out of this really lovely sunflower print fabric, again from Stop and Still. I obviously really like Stop and Still fabrics for bottoms. So I have this pair, which you may remember, that I made with an Ogden cami with a little frill to the straps of the Ogden cami so that I can wear them together as a jumpsuit. And I'll pop in an image here, but I also really like wearing both the top and the bottom separately. In fact, I wear them much more separately than I do together. So yeah, the Safiya trousers, they're just so comfortable, they're so easy to sew, a really quick and easy speedy sewing project that will take you just an afternoon. So I've got the pair that I'm wearing, and I've also got 2 other versions of the Safiya trousers which I'll share now. I have these ones, which are probably my favourite ones actually. I made these quite recently, back when we were going on holiday in February, from this really lovely Lady McElroy viscose fabric, which is actually quite see-through. So I have to make sure that I'm wearing a lot of coverage underneath these when I do wear them. But they're really lovely and floaty, and I just love the colours in this print, and yeah, I love the flowers on these. So yeah, I love these ones. I tend to wear these with a little pink vest that I've got from Next, and that goes really nicely. Or say just a white t-shirt or something would also go really nicely. But yeah, these are just lovely to throw on. We're having some really hot weather here in the UK at the moment, and I'm finding that I'm really reaching for these Safiya trousers because they give you quite a bit of coverage on your legs, which I tend to need. And they're just really cool and really comfy because of the elasticated waist. So these are a really, really good one for summertime. Yeah, so that's one pair. And then these were the first ever pair that I made of my Safiya trousers, again from Stop and Still. Yes, very popular for bottoms, Stop and Still fabrics, obviously, but I really love these ones. And these are coming to the end of their life now, I think, because they've been so worn. Yeah, the elastic in these is really going now, and I'm not sure if I can really replace it because I have actually zigzagged right through my elastic. But not only that, this fabric is getting really sort of worn, and you can tell that it's getting white and bobbly and a bit more kind of see-through. So these have had a really good innings. I have really worn them loads and I love them, and I don't really want them to go because they go with everything, and I love this navy colour. And I do wear these loads, but yeah, they were my first pair, the pair that introduced me to my love of Safiya trousers and all the hacks and things that have followed this pair. So I will always love these ones. I did ask over on Instagram actually if anyone knew of a way that I could alter the elastic and bring it back in, and I did get some suggestions, but I'm just wondering if I need to just let them go because, as I say, yeah, it's not only the elastic really, they're just looking a little bit shabby all over. They've been well washed and well worn. So those are those ones, my first pair of Safiya trousers. So on to jersey bottoms then, and in my jersey bottoms I just have two versions of two different pairs of jogging bottoms. And the first one I'm going to share with you is from this pattern, and it's the Hudson Pants by True Bias. So I really, really love this pattern now. It did take me quite a while to get around to trying it. It was one that was on my list and on my radar for ages. And I had it in my stash actually for ages, and it just took me forever to sew up, and I don't really know why. Probably because bottoms just aren't really my thing. They're not what I always tend to want to make, but they're definitely what I like to wear. Jogging bottoms particularly, and in the winter. So the True Bias Hudson Pants are a really casual pair of jogging bottoms. You can make them either full length like these ones, or you can actually make them 3/4 length, which I haven't tried yet, but I do really want to for summertime. I might be getting a bit late now actually because we're quite far into summer here and I have too many plans. But yeah, it's definitely something that I want to try in the future. So they're quite low-waisted, although there is a hack over on the True Bias website for bringing them up higher on your waist. I don't actually do that because I don't mind the rise being where it is, quite low. So a low rise waist with waistband pockets again, a nice tapered style leg, and then quite a wide cuff at the bottom. So a really nice casual pair of jersey bottoms. So I've made two versions of these joggers and I'll just share them with you now. These were the first pair that I made. I made these as a loungewear set back in January, I think, from some really cosy cashmere fleece-backed fabric from Mind the Makeup. And they're super soft and cozy, and I absolutely love these, and I love wearing these with the Jara sweatshirt that I made in matching fabric because it's just a nice cozy set to wear in the winter time, and yeah, lovely and snuggly. So this was the first pair I made, and yeah, I loved making them actually. They came together really nicely and really quickly. A really nice detail on these is actually that there's a bit of pocket binding here. So it's just a little sort of detail, but if you were making a plain pair of joggers you could actually colour block these and have them in a different colour, which would look really nice. Yeah, super easy pattern and really lovely instructions to follow, and I do quite like how these look quite smart, I think, because of the tapered leg. I feel quite happy going out in these, if you know what I mean, with like a t-shirt and a denim jacket. I don't feel too scruffy in them. I feel like you can wear them as outerwear rather than just sort of lounging around the house wear. So that's my first pair. And because I love that pair so much, I made another version in this really nice fleece back sweatshirt fabric from Minerva. And these, yeah, they came together really nicely again. Funnily enough, these ones have actually turned out slightly longer than my first pair, and I cannot work out why. I mean, it's not much, but it could be just because I've accidentally taken more seam allowance at the cuff on my first pair or something, and it's just brought them up a little bit shorter. But yeah, it doesn't matter really because they still fit really nicely, and I love this pair as well, and I really like the colour of these. They just go with a lot of things really. They go with quite a lot of t-shirts and things that I've got, and again I feel quite smart going out in these. I did have a little bit of a dilemma as to what to use for the tie here, so I've made my drawstrings with buttonholes rather than the rivet things that you can get. And I've just actually used a crochet trim to thread through the front there for the little tie at the waist, because I do find it hard sometimes to get ties and things to match whatever fabric you're using, so they work really well, I think. So those are the Hudson Pants. And then I've also made a couple of pairs of these joggers, which are the Stella Joggers from the Tilly and the Buttons book, Stretch. So this is another great book. It has lots of lovely patterns in it, all for stretch or knit fabrics. And again, it took me quite a while to get around to making these. But this is a really nice pattern. I really enjoyed sewing these up, like with all Tilly patterns, great instructions, and really quick and simple to make. They came together really nicely. So these have more of a sort of a wider, more casual style leg. They're more of a sort of lounging at home type pair of joggers, I'd say, than the Hudson Pants. Yeah, they have a really nice wide waistband here, and again they have some sort of in waistband pockets. I'm not sure what you call those pockets. They're not really inseam pockets, they're not patch pockets. I'm not sure. If they have a name, let me know in the comments below. So yeah, I've made 2 pairs of those up, and I'll show you those as well. So this was the first pair I made, lovely pink marshmallowy pair of jogging bottoms. And again, I made these as part of a loungewear set to go with a Linden sweatshirt, which I colour blocked in pink and grey. This fabric is really lovely and cosy. It's from Abacum Fabrics. It's just a fleece back sweatshirt in fabric, but it's really soft and cosy, and I really like these. So yeah, I really enjoyed making these. I didn't have to alter the length of them at all, which was really nice. They came up a really good length on me. These ones have got a bit of a shorter cuff than the Hudson Pants, and I think the waistband is slightly smaller maybe. You don't use quite as wide an elastic in these ones as you do in the Hudson Pants. And for this one I've just used some jersey bias binding for the tie, which I had laying around in a purple colour, and I think that's quite a nice contrast. So that's that pair. Just noticing actually a couple of threads on these that I need to trim off. Lots of threads hanging around on these. So this is my other pair. I made these again from a fabric from Stoff and Still that I picked up. This is a French terry fabric, so not quite as soft and cosy inside, this pair. I made this again as a matching set with another Linden sweatshirt, and I try to wear them together, but I don't actually wear this pair quite as much as my plain pairs, and I think it's just because obviously this print is quite loud and there's not a lot of things that actually go with it other than like a white t-shirt or a grey t-shirt or something. But they're really nice to wear in the evenings when it's cold, as pyjamas or evening loungewear or whatever. So that's my pair of Stella Joggers. I have been asked quite a lot actually which pattern I prefer out of the Stella Joggers and the Hudson Pants, and I think they both have really good qualities about them. So if you want a sort of lounging around the house pattern, I'd definitely say go for the Stella Joggers. But if you want a more sort of formal style or a more dressy style jogger that you can feel confident pop into Tesco in, or you know, going to do the school run in or whatever, then I would say go for the Hudson Pants. I don't think I would actually wear these outside the house. I don't know why. They just feel more sort of pyjama-y to me. But yeah, that's the Stella Joggers. So I thought I would just finish the video sharing 3 patterns that I've had in my stash for a little while now, but I haven't actually made up yet, and my plans for them in the future. So the first pattern I have, which I've never made up, is this pattern, and it's the Jessa Trousers and Shorts by Tilly and the Buttons again. Lots of Tilly and the Buttons patterns in this video again. So the Jessa trousers are a kind of retro style wide leg pair of trousers. You can either make them as a pair of wide leg trousers, or you can make them as a nice flared pair of shorts. And I actually bought this pattern because I wanted to make the shorts. And I'd been meaning to make them probably about 2 summers ago and not actually got around to making them. I don't really know why, and I think it might be just because I'm not really reaching for shorts as much. I don't know. I think in the summertime now, I just much more want to wear dresses and my Safiya Trousers and floaty viscosey sort of things rather than a pair of shorts. But one day I really must get around to making these, because you might notice from the bottoms that I've shared that none of the bottoms I've made are actually very fitted. So I've never actually made a fitted pair of trousers, and I think I just need to have a go at it. So these Jessa trousers and shorts, they actually have a zipper fly, which I've never made. I've never tried a zipper fly, so I'd really like to try that and add that skill to my sewing belts. And yeah, I would eventually like to get these shorts made up. I think they'll involve a little bit of fitting, so it might be a twirl job. I really don't like making twirls, but it might actually be necessary for this because I do kind of fall between a size 2 and 3 in this pattern, which is a bit annoying. So I think it will be one that I need to allow time for and allow fitting for and things. But these are really on trend at the moment because wide leg trousers are really back in for this summer, aren't they? So I think this is a really good one that I need to get around to making and trying. It hasn't even been opened at the back because I haven't even sort of taken out any of the pieces or looked at the pattern or anything yet. So that is one that I do really need to try. If you have made this pattern, let me know in the comments and let me know what you thought about it and any advice or anything that you can give me about making these up for whenever I do get around to making them. Another skirt pattern that I have in my stash that I've not made up yet is this Northcote knit skirt by Stella. So I brought this a while ago because I was planning a sort of viscose or a woven skirt for my summertime wardrobe, and I ended up buying this one and not realising it was a knit skirt. So in the end, that's how the bonnie skirt came into my life, because I ended up buying that pattern instead for my woven midi skirt. But I'd really like to try this one. It's the Northcote knit skirt, so it's basically just a really simple style knit skirt with a waistband which is elasticated here, and you just pull it on and off, a really simple style. So I think that would be a good one to try for maybe winter time or autumn time, when you can make it out of a ponte or something really nice and cozy and wear it with sort of sweaters and jumpers and boots and things like that. So that's another one that I think is going to be on my list for late autumn time or after the summer is finished here in the UK. But that's a really nice pattern. And then another pattern that I have in my stash, which I was kindly given by Ploem Patterns, and this is the Tyra Trousers. So these are a really lovely casual style pair of trousers with an elasticated waist again and 2 pockets here in the waistband again. And you can make them either as culotte length or you can make them long as plazo pant length. And I think when I do get around to making these up, and I'm really hoping to make these up when the children are off in the summer holidays, it's one of the sewing projects that I'd like to get around to then. And I'd like to make the plazo pants actually, because I think I've got enough culotte length Safiya trousers in my life, and it would be really nice to have a go at a longer pair. And these have a really nice wide leg as well. I'll just show you the line drawing so you can see the shape of the trousers. And I think these would look really nice in a similar fabric actually to the illustration here, kind of black with a white flower all over it. I think that would go really nicely for summertime with t-shirts and things like that. But I think it would also look nice with sweaters and jumpers and things like that in the autumn time. So yeah, I really must get around to making this pattern up as well. I think that's going to be a really good one. So there we have it, that's my entire collection of bottoms. Definitely not as vast a collection as my tops and dresses that I shared with you last year. But nonetheless, there are quite a few garments in there, and as I say, there are definitely a few more techniques and things that I'd like to try when it comes to making bottoms. So let me know in the comments what your favourite bottom patterns are. I'd really like to know. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. I will link in the comments my other videos from last year that I made, showing my entire collection of woven dresses and my entire collection of woven tops. I will look back actually and see if I've shared a jersey top video. And if I haven't shared one, then maybe I can think about doing that in the future if that will be of interest. Thanks so much for watching everyone. Have a lovely day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please do give this video a like if you've enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.